What's good, everyone? It's your boy Salos, and I have no idea what I'm really reacting to. I could be reacting over nothing, but when I say I literally just woke up, I mean like I literally just woke up like 45 seconds ago. So I have no idea what this is. I have not seen anyone react to it because I think it just dropped, or if it did, it dropped like in the middle of the night where everyone was asleep like me. So this is gonna be my. I literally saw. I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I saw Byleth. So you guys know Byleth is my girl. So it's three hopes. So I hope we. I hope that we. I hope, no pun intended, that we get something pretty hyped right here. So let's go ahead and jump into this. This is gonna be like, yeah, very raw. I'm not blurry. I'm literally editing nothing. You know what they say? The ones damaging your room. The most formidable enemy. The Ashen Demon.
It's just one merc.
Just one merc. Okay, I saw that booba shot.
It's just one merc.
I am but a man. Okay.
You clearly need every blade you can find, and my pockets have been feeling awfully light.
Wait, we're not the protagonist?
What do you say?
Wait.
I need to get stronger if I'm gonna do what I need
So
to.
Violet is our enemy? Oh,
Here it comes!
don't tell me it's another Ronin. I got baited, you guys. I saw Violet. They know we went Violet.
I'll be counting on you as always in the battles to come.
Let us walk forward on this path and see where it takes us.
Everyone, sharpen your blades and prepare for the battles ahead.
We are here to fight by your side, Your Majesty, and so we shall. Now
You guys know this
and
green
always.
hand gets all
I love how
scared.
you can bump into someone in the woods one night and suddenly you're living under the same roof the next.
Now that's what a battle-hardened mercenary should sound like. Maybe I'll just let you handle all the hacky slashy stuff.
What if just little repair that?
All this
This is really
bloodshed.
sad.
Will it never come to an end?
I'm sorry about that.
You got my back? There! Careful!
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
I think that this should
good to go.
please some
We'll
people
do it
because one of the main
together.
complaints about the Warrior series is that it's very hack and slash and bash. But this looks like it has some strategy involved in it. Wait, she can block with that shield? No mercy.
This world cries out for change, while you keep it shackled to the past.
We can finally avenge
Challenge
all
the
of those who have fallen.
Am I gonna be next?
You were the cog that was missing from the turn wheel. The one final push that urged me to act.
Tape and
Trust me,
waves of history.
no regrets here.
I'm the closest ally you have. Remember, we're partners in destiny.
Follow shield guard?
Gonna be one hell of a fight, especially if the Ashen Demon is here. Don't like a smidge of what I've heard about that fella. Or was it a woman?
I got baited so hard, man. I got baited so hard. Freaking. Well, that was underwhelming. I wanted to see some Violet gameplay. I mean, I got my screenshot. I guess that's all I got out of this, but man. All right, so we're approximately 12 hours after that initial reveal trailer. So like I said, I saw that the moment. I just happened to wake up right when they dropped it. I guess my body was like, "Wake up, babe! New Fire Emblem trailer dropped." But I don't take back what I said. That is my raw reaction. Like I said, I was just waking up, so that is like what I was actually thinking. Like nothing filtered. I am a little disappointed. I am a little disheartened that there's a good chance I may not be able to play as Byleth. Which, I mean, I get what they're going for. Now that I've had a chance to see other people's reactions to it and hear it a little bit, I understand it a little bit more. But that's my honest reaction. I want to play as Byleth because Byleth is one of my favorite protagonists, and I don't care what anyone thinks about that. It's not going to change my opinion. Byleth is one of my favorite protagonists in the Fire Emblem series. So I'm a little sad that I'm not going to be able to play as them. I mean, it's not entirely true. I mean, I know it's a meme that in fighting games where the final boss, where you fight the final boss versus the final boss when you unlock it, and it's like the final boss unlocked version is significantly weaker than their final boss form. Infamously with Shadow Mewtwo and Pokken. Well, that's my experience. I know that I think like Akuma had that too in the Street Fighter series. I don't know, I could make it for myself. That could be completely wrong. But now that I've had a little bit more time to think about it, I'm more okay with it, okay? Because Byleth, like, they did set this up in the trailers, and I was just, like I said, I was so focused on it. I want to see Byleth taking names. I want to see Byleth taking out armies and live up to the name of Ashen Demon. But that's the thing. We don't know anything about that title, the Ashen Demon. All we know is that that runaway, no-name bandit was like, you're the Ashen Demon. And then he just dies. And outside of that, you never hear that title ever again. The closest thing we got to that was the Ashen Wolves in the Three Houses DLC. But correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they really established anything about who the Ashen Demon is or what that is. So that was a huge missed opportunity because Byleth already isn't fleshed out that much as is, right? So it would have been very nice to know why Byleth is who the Ashen Demon, how he/she got that title. I'm just refer to her as she, okay? I don't care. Get mad at me if you want male Byleth fans. But it would be very cool to know how she got that title. And it's something that we all have been curious about. What does that mean? Was that just a throwaway line? Was that just a title they got because of how skilled they were as a mercenary? But no, there's a story behind how they got that title. You get titles just by existing. And I know that some people might get upset that I'm spending so much time on Byleth, but you guys know me. You guys know I like Byleth. I don't really care. I know Hilda got a new ponytail or whatever. I know that a lot of people are drooling over what's his face, his/her female design. I've seen a whole bunch of people already sipping over her. I don't care, okay? What I care about is Byleth. So yes, I'm going to spend a lot of time on Byleth, and I'm probably not going to talk about the other guys because I really don't care if I'm being completely honest. I mean, I can spend a little bit of time on the new guy. I mean, someone pointed this out to me, shout out to my boy Radiant Reploid, that it is kind of cool that we're getting a rival to Byleth, because if Byleth is the antagonist, really stop and think about it. How are we supposed to stop Byleth? I mean, granted that they're probably not going to have the Creator's Sword. Maybe they have the Dark Creator's Sword. Ooh, that's a thought. But honestly, how do you stop Byleth because of...
It's rewind time.
Like, how do you stop that? And that's another thing. Is Sothis still a part of Byleth? Because if she is... Sothis' shield, Divine Pulse. I just hope that OC-kun has some type of, as Radiant Reploid was pointing out, to be like a true rival to Byleth. Because if you really think about it, whoever Byleth sides with, it's a one-sided battle. There is like no competition because Byleth is just that overpowered. Like, I think Byleth really is one of the most overpowered protagonists we've ever seen in Fire Emblem. So whoever Byleth goes against, they had no chance of winning. So it really is that this protagonist Kun has to have god-level feats or god-shattering star. Aha! Aha! Okay, let me stop. But seriously, they're gonna have to have something very powerful to combat Sothis because, yeah, Byleth doesn't lose. So this is going to be a very interesting scenario, and I'm really curious to see how this shapes out. And think about it a little more. Byleth as a character does make sense to be a villain, because I know that it's kind of like it was pitched at us that Byleth, like her time with the students at Garrick Mach, that's what made her into this likable character, from going like this stone hard killer to someone was able to show compassion. It was really shown in the Gerald scene where Gerald was on his dying breath and he was saying, tears. The first emotion I've ever received for you, they're tears. The first time I see tears, they're from me. And he was really touched by that. Or he said something along those lines, but that just shows that even her father, someone who has known her entire life, that the fact that she was crying, this shows how much of a stone hard killer, how much the life as a mercenary has taken a toll on her. So, really thinking about it, Violet does make sense to be a villain. Like it's very easy. I can very easily see Violet being a villain versus Violet being the protagonist. Now, one hope that I do have for this game is that I do hope that if they're gonna go this Violet antagonist, Violet villain route, that I really hope they commit to it. Because the way that, well, let me back up a little bit. Me and my buddy Two Finged Sword were talking about this a couple days ago, right? That he's reading this fan fiction of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I have no shade against fanfic writers. I've done fan fictions myself. I've written 2 fan fictions for Pokemon. One of if I were to rewrite the Pokemon anime, but with a new protagonist, like still made for kids in mind. I wrote another one if it was made for a more mature audience, pretty much the people I'm talking to right now. So I'm saying this because I understand like the route of how fanfic is, but one of the main complaints of fanfics is that they kind of just, like, it doesn't really have the same structure as a mainline story, And that's kind of like what I got from the fanfic, and like I said, no shade to the author of this, but it was a what if scenario. What if Amalthus picked up Mithra instead of picking up Malos? And I think we all know that if that happened, it would have just been GG's because Mithra busted. Like, no joke about it, Mithra's just busted. And he the way that he was writing it is that, like, after she destroyed Torna and everything, that she felt guilty, and I mean, it is kind of interesting how Pyra formed, is that instead of creating Pyra to be a limiter on Mithra's power, it was more she created her out of her own frustration of herself and all of her bottled up and all of her raw emotions, anger, sadness, and just confusion, and all that embodied into Pyra. So Pyra's pretty much like a ticking time bomb, is what it sounds like. But one thing that always caught me off guard about that fanfiction is that whenever like they're left to themselves and Amalthus isn't controlling them, they always have like these thoughts of self-doubt and these thoughts of really messed up. And I've always attributed that little factor to Adam, right? Because every time I think of Mithra as a character, like not thinking about Adam, not thinking about Rex, whenever it's just Mithra, she's always ready to go. She's always ready to fight, and she's always ready to blast something, and she's ready to blast them with everything she's got. But it was Adam who was like, Mithra, there are consequences to your power. You are strong. Yes, you could win this fight with a single blow, but if you do that, there will be collateral damage. And it's because those lessons that Adam was instilling into her, and Adam's character of saying, with great power comes great responsibility, that when she did go overboard and when she did destroy continents, that she felt guilty on what she did. And if Amalthus picked her up and he never instilled those values, she's like, screw it, kill them all. She's like, I bet. I just always pictured like Mithra would just take Amalthus and just run with it, because there is no one telling her, there's only one rule, Mithra, there are no rules. It's like, I bet. And she would just start nuking and destroying civilizations. That's always how I pictured Mithra if she was the villain, because there is no one giving her that moral compass. So that's what that's kind of what I'm getting at, that, again, no shade to the author. Again, we don't really know that because there isn't too much to go off of, but that's always the vibe I got from Mithra. And the vibe that I get from Violet is that if she never went to the monastery, if she never had those lessons from Edelgard doing tea times, or looking after students as her own children and training the next generation of fighters and looking after her and having experiencing their victories are her victories, and having the first time really experiencing emotions, I feel like if she never went to Garrick Mach, she would have just kept on the path of a mercenary and became a stone hard killer with the powers of a god on her side. So I really hope that they capture that, because I mean, at the end of the day, this is a Warriors game. They're not really known for their storytelling. But that's my hope for this game, that I hope that when they commit to this villain route, that they really sell Byleth as this heartless mercenary who everyone fears. And whenever she hits the battlefield, she leaves a trail of bodies behind her. That's always just the vibe I got from Byleth, that without Garrick Mach, that's what she could have become. So, and the fact that she's also the ancestor of Nemesis is, yeah. So, yeah, I just had to put my little 2 cents on that in there. But with that, I've taken up enough of you guys this time. I do sincerely apologize if you clicked on this video. What was that? I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm sorry if you guys clicked on this video expecting like a heartfelt thought reaction. No, this is just about fanboy reacting to Byleth's inclusion in this game. So if you guys want to see other characters or little Easter eggs I missed or throwaways in there, because I know there are videos out there. Shout out to my boy Phoenix Master 1. As I'm editing this video, I saw him, he just dropped a new video, and promotional tweet for his video is that he mentioned that there's a parallel in the scene when Byleth is about to kill protagonist Kun, where the moon is shining in the background, and usually the moon is used to amplify in anime or just media in general the darker elements of someone's side, versus in the base game when Byleth broke out of the seal of voodoo or whatever it was called, that it was like the energy, like this bright resonating sun, as if Byleth is the second coming of the goddess of the land, where it was it amplified that Byleth was the hope of Foldland, where this is like Byleth is the doom of Foldland. So when you look at them side by side, I probably will put them on screen. That was no coincidence. They knew what they were doing. But let me guys know in the comments who you guys excited for. What are your hopes for this game? Do you guys like that Byleth is protagonist? Or are you on the camp with me where you kind of wish that they were playable? But it's what it is. I've taken up you guys' time. I'm not gonna drag this out any longer. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to get up out. But until next time, deuces.